I don't know about you, but me, I'm a huge comedy head. I just love this stuff. And one thing I really love that I've seen for years, I was there, not at the ground floor, but I was there when it came out, is Kids in the Hall. And you have to check out this new special on Prime. Greetings, Dave here, DCB Effects. I want to talk about the Kids in the Hall revival, and one thing that just came across my Prime the other night, which I just loved. So if you've been following it along at all, they made a season 6 of Kids in the Hall. Prime paid for it. Lots of F-bombs, lots of nudity, lots of everything. Interesting. Some cool guest stars as well. Eddie Izzard and Mark Hamill and a few people like that. But anyway, that's what I'm talking about. The 8 episodes are great. It was good to see the guys together again. Last time we saw them was in 2000 and something, Death Comes to Town, which was a great little special as well. But they're back together again and they're having so much fun. You can tell they're having fun doing it. But that's what I'm talking about. If you look on Prime, if you have Prime, there's a new special just dropped the other day. It's Kids in the Hall, Comedy Punks. It's a 2-episode special. It's like a retrospective. One thing I didn't know, I wasn't aware until I started watching it, is Paul Bellini. If you watch Kids in the Hall, do you know who he is? He's the guy in the towel all the time. He was a writer, and they made him into a character, and he had the last line in the show when he stomped on their grave and went, "Thank God that's over." Apparently, he had access to a VCR camcorder back in the early 80s. This special is peppered with tons of like handheld of the original stuff at the Rivoli Theater. The stuff they did before they got to the point that Lorne Michaels said, "Hey, let's do a show." And just so much great backstory that is just, if you're a fan of Kids in the Hall, you really need to check it out. So just look for Comedy Punks or just search for Kids in the Hall under Prime. It's a great story. It tells you a lot too about the fallout of the end of the series, and then the fallout between the 4 and Dave Foley, because Dave said, "I have a pilot that I'm going to go shoot, a pilot that the writer wrote directly for me. I'm going to do this." And they had a lot of, he had to come back for Brain Candy because he was in this contract, and there's a lot of fighting going on until, say, early 2000s, and they got it all sorted out, and they're good friends again. But all of these stories are there. It's 2 episodes, 48 minutes each-ish, so 2 one-hour episodes, and they're great. I sat and watched with my blushing bride last night, and we had a lot of fun with it, and really enjoyable. Also good to hear about Scott Thompson's cancer journey. He's fine. All these things that have happened over the years that you really don't hear a lot of, because it's like, well, Kids in the Hall, they were big in the 80s and 90s, and well, they sort of. Yeah, but I've been following them forever, and like I said, I've been watching them since the 80s. I remember watching them in '89 when they first hit, because I was in university, and that's what you do. But check it out if you can. Comedy Punks is funny and also is a great learning experience to see where all these guys came from. And you hear the oral history from so-and-so, but in this you hear it from the kids themselves. So definitely worth checking out. So that's my recommendation for you if you're looking for some good comedy. Kids in the Hall is hilarious, and Kids in the Hall, the backstory, now you know more about what's going on. So that's my video for today. Hope everyone's having a great day, and we'll talk to you all later.